Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What a rainy week we have ahead of us. Today we're just going to do a little bit of cooking, a little bit of cleaning. First, I'm going to start off with taking these cupcakes that I used for my son's birthday, and we're going to turn them into cake pops because honestly, the kids, they do not really like cupcakes. They would prefer to eat a cake pop any day. So we're going to start off by removing the liners and then taking the icing off the top of the cupcakes, and then we will put them in our blender. I'm just going to add a couple of tablespoons of icing to that. Mix it up really good until you get a squishy type of consistency, so you'll be able to kind of like take it in between your fingers and like squish it around like I've showed you in the video here. And then we'll just take them and shape them into balls. We're going to place the cake balls into the freezer, and then while those are in the freezer, we're going to go ahead and get some chocolate melted. I just got the vanilla baking wafers or the candy coating from Kroger's. So I just started off by boiling some water and then adding in the chocolate. I did the boiler method here, so that's how I'm melting my chocolate. It's not directly on, on the flame. So we'll get that all melted, and then we will take the cake pops and then add little sticks in it, dip them in the chocolate, and then I am just letting the kids come in and add a few sprinkles. We ended up getting about 15 cake pops out of the leftover cupcakes, and honestly, every time we have a birthday, I always take our leftover cake and we do this. It's so much fun and the kids love them. We're going to get some baked ziti started for dinner. I'm going to start off by boiling half a package of ziti noodles, and then I am grounding, it's like 1.5 pounds of ground beef. Usually I would just do 1 pound, but we just had one of our cows processed, and they ended up packaging the hamburger meat in bigger packages. So it's like 1.5 pounds, and then we'll cook that up, add in 1.5 cups of sauce, and then 1 cup of cottage cheese, stir that together. And then I am actually trying out my new cheese grater I got here. I ordered this off Amazon, and then of course I went to Home Goods like a couple days later and found almost the same one for like $8 cheaper. But anyways, so this thing is absolutely amazing. I've been so excited to try this, but I haven't really had a chance to. It's so nice not feeling like you're going to slice your finger off while you're trying to grate the cheese. I shredded up a cup of cheese to add to the sauce mixture. I'm sprinkling a little Italian seasoning in here and then some basil from the garden. Mix that up really good, and then I will come in and add my pasta noodles into there. And then we will start by adding some sauce in the bottom of your baking dish just so that everything won't stick. And then you'll come in and add half of your pasta mixture, layer it with some sauce, cheese, and then repeat the process. cover with foil and bake for about 20 minutes at 350. After the 20 minutes, take the foil off, let the cheese get all melty and bubbly, and you have a delicious baked ziti.